Hi guys, this is James, and today we're watching a hidden gem between Russia and Italy from Saint Petersburg. With me are Chris Lennon and Stephen Brown.
Everyone?
Neither of you have seen this before, right?
Nope. Very excited to see what happens.
That's good.
We don't really see Italy Russia 5-8, do we?
This might be the only time it's ever happened.
This is pre-Olympic qualification, I think. At this point, we're Russia inside the top 4, because there was a period of the season where they were number 5, I think, weren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
So this could have been quite an important one. I suppose Italy would probably say it at this point. But...
Anyway, I think you're gonna love this. It's this might be the record for most cards in a bout. I'm not sure, but it's a contender.
So that's a yellow card for Grotto already, I'm guessing, for the weight.
That's close. That's close. I can see Grazio's complaint, but
Yeah.
I mean he's normally the one doing that.
Yeah. I like. Are you feeling some vindication? See him getting some of his own medicine there, Steve?
Yeah. He's normally the one just walking slowly towards them, but no, I would be annoyed if I wasn't given that. But quite like Arsenal fencing.
He's got a nice sense for the timing, I feel.
Yeah, he likes a bit of a bounce, and then he just goes. Big fan of the flash attack as well. I don't think you could count on one hand how many off targets Grosso gets. He's so accurate. It's despicable.
I agree with this call. I think Garozzo's waiting. I think Arsenal goes and he finishes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
We can give it a watch again though. Actually, I can't because I've just left the video. Sorry, one sec. Right, I'm in. I'm back in. Actually, yeah, I think it's going to be because the video's so
it's very long.
So long, it's going to be pretty tricky.
It's going to be tough to move around.
Yeah. So maybe don't want to do that too often.
Attack right.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. That hand goes out.
Yeah, and like Garozzo's, I know, pretty clearly waiting there.
Yeah, see what happens.
On the other piece, you can see the two teams that knocked these guys out, France and Hong Kong.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this was the tournament that Hong Kong had an absolute blinder, actually.
Is this the one they finished second, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
No surprise who wins, I'm sure. I've seen this a lot against Grazio. He's in close. He's so good that if you try and remise, it just doesn't work. So if you just go straight for his blade, I've seen quite a lot of success with that.
Just get the hand up and reach for it.
Yeah, and he can't go, so normally ends up being called a halt, but it's gonna be his point either way because he's so good in there.
I feel Garozzo probably isn't working quite as hard right now as he maybe should. I don't think he's given it as much respect.
He's dispirited maybe from having to fight for 5th place.
Yeah, maybe. It's just very simple ways to give away these hits.
But he's definitely someone to accept pressures on as an anchor. He's one of the best. I don't think there's anyone better.
I got it. Right. Allez.
He always looks so patient though, doesn't he?
Is she?
Like the amount of pressure he's able to put on you.
I got it. Allez.
Very nice first period from Arsenal there.
Yeah.
Quite a talented team fencer.
Yeah.
In that matchup, you on paper, Garazzo looks better, but 5-2.
It's a good start. Good start.
Because I don't think you ever want to be chasing into Chermisnov, really.
No.
If
He
I
is-
can think of a fencer.
He's a very sneaky man. I suppose maybe Russia have more going for them if they are trying to qualify for the Olympics still at this point. I'm sure Italy are safe, whereas Russia might still be trying to get that top 4 spot.
Yeah.
I got it. Red. Allez.
Back line.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Rare.
I got it. Red. Allez.
So you get him on
Yeah.
the first.
Yeah, just some face looks like an interesting decision by Chermisnov there, going for that.
I got
Like
it.
trying to hit their moves.
Allez.
Yeah.
Not really in a too much distance for that. It's quite a weird on guard, Jeremy stuff. Very upright.
Yeah, it's very held back actually. Unusual for the Russians. Usually they want their like shoulder kind of above the front knee.
Yeah.
They tend to be quite forwards.
Just it looks
I know
very
what-
relaxed and then he'll go. So
Yeah. It always seems like he's not trying, but then he gets all these points.
yeah.
Red. Allez.
It's a lot more smooth than Flaconi, but it's sort of sharper, more abrasive movement spread himself.
Wow. You rarely see anyone else hit like under in their finish like Flaconi does,
He loves that, doesn't he?
with his pinky pointing
Always-
at the ceiling.
always finishing
You know?
the,
Wow.
A very cautious match from the two of them here, really. Feels like both of them are looking.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
Quite a slow fall there. Must have been his ankle.
Yeah.
They don't always put Flaconi in the team, which is obviously he's the highest ranked, but I think they put Avstad most of the time.
Yeah, I wonder if that's because they tend to rotate based on essentially keeping Flaconi fit, maybe.
Red.
Well, he's normally had the hardest day beforehand, hasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's very related to how they do in the individual event.
Stepped in, drew the attack, higher above.
I got it.
Simple as.
Red. Allez.
Distance wasn't right there, so he was able to close out with the arm.
Allez.
So
It's
relaxed.
just whenever someone has their arm down, you just think he must know something I don't.
Allez.
He does not look in good shape.
It's not a great start from Italy.
So that's attack left for Falcone.
Well, his first attack from Jeremy Snuff stops.
Ref seems to agree with
for
you,
me,
Chris.
I think it's first one stops from Italy. Jeremy's sub after, reprise attack for Falcone. And the restart first.
I'd agree. I agree with the referee.
Ref comes back with. Ref says it's left.
Yeah, no surprises there. "27 out of 31 in the test, Chris. So you're on the money. Ooh. Wow. Jeremy looks really tired.
Yeah, they're both trying to hold the decision right until the last second. Like when they
When they release, yeah.
yeah. No, I think that's one of the things with Cheramisnov's attack. He really holds that finish right until the last second, and Falcone's trying to be really disciplined, keep that parry until the last moment.
Just leads to core.
Yeah.
Straighten his foil on the strip. Not supposed to do that. Maybe all this tiredness from Chermisnov is an act, actually. He's a tricky guy.
He always seems like that. He's always...
Yeah, it's the way he moves.
He's very sort of... He looks like he's doing nothing, and then suddenly he's hit you.
I'd call it almost languid, his movements. No.
What do we think about this? Attack right?
Yeah, I thought it was attack right.
Yeah.
But it's always worth a video, isn't it? You know, last hit.
Last hit as well. 10-5. Not
Yeah.
the start in Italy.
We've got Kirill Brodshev now. He's kind of like the rising star of the Russian team, along with his brother, who's sitting on the sub bench. I think a lot of people will probably have seen the Brodshevs this season because they have been making late stage results at senior cups. But if you haven't, these two are pretty dominant on the junior circuit, and now they're coming on for the seniors. Great fencers, and yeah, really quite fun, quite interesting style actually, which we'll see in a minute.
They also have quite a strange on guard.
Yeah, like they put their hands very far forward. Yeah, I remember seeing a couple of their warm-up lessons, and it's pretty much nothing but remises and counter-attacks. Very modern. I actually think this match has happened quite a few times. Kasara against Brodshev, both team and individual. Yeah, Kasara will be quite familiar with this one.
Kasara's just what great at this point is just something to deal with. He's always just in your face, putting that pressure on you. Brodshev must still be a junior in this.
Yeah.
I think this is just the season gone by. Lovely counter-attack.
Well, this is not good for Italy.
Again, attack right, great. I think you can really see a difference in kind of how they want to score hits. Like Kasara, he wants to be like this freight train pushing forward, you know, driving, accelerating to the finish. Whereas Rolachev, he's looking for the change in direction and the timing hits, like catching him by surprise.
I suppose his points have been in the middle here.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Sarah wants to push him back and finish whenever Brodachev counterattacks.
Yeah, I think it's smart by Brodachev, just like don't let him get that momentum that he's comfortable with. I think Kasara would prefer longer phrases. Again, that's 2 hits in a row, pretty quick succession. Brodachev lost that closing counter.
This is sort of more what Kasara wants. Yeah.
Yeah. Like these are his hits. You know what I mean?
Classic
yeah, but the distance is sort of staying consistent. You can sort of put that pressure on him.
I think he got a little bit closer there. If you compared that to like the first 2 times he did that at the start of the bout, I think he got a little bit closer that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a smart flip by Brodachev.
Very short as well, just over 30 seconds. I suppose that's what he wanted though. Put Tony back on. Who have we got?
This is always a horrible bout to have. This is Facconi's number 2 actually. He's not the anchor for the team. I think that's the 5 and 6. But Arsenov here, he's the number 3 for the Russians. He's going in with a nice big lead, so he can kind of get stuck in here without really worrying too much. Gives him a lot of freedom.
Okay, Ari.
Very interesting march.
That flick again under the arm, looking for that.
Oh, nice.
Given.
Okay, Ari.
Oh, very, very
You
nice.
compare how Facconi responded to how Garodso did. Like he's not jumping on any of these gaps, any of these little bouncing stops. He's just being very patient, waiting for the real finish. Kind of similar to Cheremysonov, really.
And he's making him really have to focus for each inch he comes forward. Constantly threatening him.
I thought that was attack right, but they're gone to video, so we'll see what they say.
Attack right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right again.
Now that's a full 10 points ahead.
Yeah, quite a good lead.
Wow. I'm really impressed by
I mean, it's
those
decent
parries.
background, but yeah. Thrown away the riposte twice though.
True. The riposte maybe not so much, but the parries. That was fast.
It's just the way Facconi transitions those steps into a lunge. You just don't know what's coming, and I don't think he even needs to know until the last second. He's on top.
Yeah. Does Arsenov look a little bit almost nervous to you in his push? That one felt a little bit.
A lot of pressure on him. It's good to have a lead, but don't want to be the one to lose.
Feels to me like yeah, I mean, it feels to me like he's throwing these lunges out very, very easily, really, when he's pushing.
Facconi's really doing well.
5-4, I think, in this match.
Yeah, 5-4.
Oh, bit
Hey,
too much.
lovely.
Can't go chasing points. Gotta work for them.
It does feel like that to me. Like he's looking. He wants to get out of this bout rather than fence for it.
Yeah. Well, he is fencing for Coney, so finding the right moment is a bit trickier than with anyone else. But
True enough.
There we go. Bocconi started to climb the mountain. They can keep going.
6-5. Brodachev now and probably Grazzo back on.
Yeah, I'll be Grozzo. I think Russia are 4-5-6. I think Italy are 1-2-3.
Don't think I've seen these two fence before.
I think they fenced in. It might have been the team event in Paris. I remember seeing them fence. I think
Actually,
Brodachev
no,
actually did very well against Grozzo. I think similar to what he did against Cassara, like he got stuck in there with the counter attacks. Lots of didn't give him a lot of room to build that march. Just kind of made the actions very quick.
Let's see if Garazzo's awake now.
took the blade from the right.
Yeah.
Back right.
Yeah, Garozzo seems very off on his feeling of the actions at the moment.
Wow.
You could sort of see what he's trying though. He saw Garozzo get repulsed, and instead of he searched down the blade. Not happy with that.
Italy's getting very unhappy.
Oh, that's 2 on your counter, James.
Ka-ching.
Is that for Garozzo or for the box? That's for Garozzo. Okay.
Has he even asked for video? Or is he just
I think he. Well, they've gone to the video table, whether they're going independently or because Garozzo's complaining. Probably for. Let's go from Italy.
Do you both think attack right? I thought 2 blade actions.
I didn't really see it close enough, to be honest. So I can say. What do you think, Steve?
I thought Garozzo took the first one, Brodachev took the second. I repulsed, but tough to see the blades. But yeah, the timing looked right for me.
Yeah, give him to right.
Yeah. Garazzo not getting those tight calls. Unfortunate.
Lovely.
Easy pyro fast.
The speed of that though. As soon as you take the blade, being able to put it on.
And I really love the way Brodachev defends. Look how every time
Wow.
every time Grosso starts marching, he's half stepping forward. He's constantly going in and out, getting in his face. Difficult for him to build an attack. There's just no room.
The work rate from Brodachev is just
really good. Oh, nice. Oh, maybe he stepped off the side actually.
Garozzo was definitely off. Maybe a foot, but I'm not sure.
So there's a bit of a variant between referees. At this tournament, they seem to be using. So when you have these pieces with the coloured and then the white strips on the outside, sometimes they use the coloured area as the piste, and they say the white strips are off the piste, and sometimes they use the full width because fencers generally feel where the edge is, and so they're constantly stepping off the side if you try and use the coloured area. I think it depends a little bit on what the floor's like. Like I can see here, they've got this kind of fabric which seems to be coming up if you step to the edge.
Am I right in saying there's no set width to a piste?
There is now actually. There was a recent rule change. It used to be 1.5 to 2 meters. It could be anything between the two. Now it's just 1.5. But that's really recent, and there's still going to be pieces floating around that are 2 meters wide, and when they cost like several thousand each,
it's not really worth it.
Not use them yet. So that's a rule that's going to take a few years to really kind of filter in.
Fair enough. It's good to know. The youngster really showing his worth.
Yeah.
There goes any comeback Italy has started.
Absolute excellent defensive rush.
What was the score? 5-2?
Brodachev is really keeping Italy in the box,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
stopping them from getting out.
Jeremy Snuff Casara. I'm sure
there's
these
a
guys
classic
have fought.
Oh yeah, no. These guys. I mean, they will be the oldest fencers on each of their on each of their teams.
By a few years, I'm sure.
Yeah. Jeremy Snuff, 34 years old.
I'm sure Casara's equal to that.
Yes. I've got my other laptop here, so I'm actually pulling up the head-to-head. I can tell you how they usually do against each other.
Casara won bronze in Athens, didn't he? So
very
really showing his
very Casara favoured. 71% wins for Casara.
Damn.
Team's always different, though. I think different fences come to life.
True enough. They fenced. I'm sure they fenced more in team, but if I'm reading the website correctly, I think this is only showing their individual results. They fenced 7 times, and Casara's won 5 of them.
So they know what each other is doing at this point.
You know the game plan. I'm sure they fenced more than that in team, though. I'm sure Russia is a classic match.
Yeah, I mean, those are matches going from 2007 all the way to 2018. And I think they've been fencing team all that time as well.
Probably one of the few times they've fenced in the 5-8, though.
Yeah.
Bit of a pause there from Jeremy's now.
Nice attack.
There. Yep, they're gonna need some Forza.
Have you guys ever actually seen a mask fail at the World Cup? You know, when they test the bib.
I have not.
It's one of the things to go through weapons control.
But they make sure, and they test it pretty extensively. They really. I've had my mask feel more than anything else, to be fair.
I mean, it is the thing that fails the most, the weapons control, right?
Yeah. I just have a spare one that I only use for competitions because it feels so much. So I guess. Hey, you're right. I've never actually seen one fail mid-match.
That's the advantage of those Leon Paul masks, the exchanges. I've got those. Like, you can swap the bib out when it dies.
Mostly, it's not even as bad. It's just the resistance getting too high.
Yeah.
Or too quick, sadly.
I know of a couple of fencers who they got to control. They got their mask. Fail it. They immediately pull out the other bib, which they immediately had nearby.
Wheel's not working. Or maybe something else isn't working. The other foil didn't work either, that's why he's got a yellow card.
Oh, at the start, must have missed that. We're up to 3 then. At least we can see the fence in the background. We've got Kylan Chung and is that Cadeau maybe?
Left-handed Frenchman.
Cadeau.
Yeah, Cadeau.
Yeah, good. You can tell from the on guard.
Yeah.
Here's one for you. I've got it here. Pop quiz. Who's won more Grand Prix medals, Cassara or Jeremy Stoff? I assume this means all World Cup medals.
It's gotta be
Cassara.
Cassara.
It must be.
Oh yes, definitely Cassara.
Yeah.
Jeremy Snob has won 3. How many do you think Cassara's won?
10 plus.
Okay, I have to
you gotta
agree
be
with
braver
Stephen.
than that, Steve. It is more than 10.
Braver than that. Okay, 16.
16. What are you going for, James?
Is this World Cups and Grand Prix?
World Cups and Grand Prix, yeah.
And the Olympics or no?
No, Olympics is a separate thing.
17.
Individuals, just, yeah.
How many you say?
17, I'm gonna go with 17.
Price is right, isn't it? You've just gone one over.
Attack middle. You both need to have more faith. He's won 23.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah,
I suppose over a 16-year career, you know, and he's still winning. He's so consistent.
23. That's a lot of medals.
It's more than all of us put together.
I wonder how he stores them.
What is going Oh, this is fantastic.
Quite excellent.
So Jeremy's not won that little mind game.
For me, still Jeremy stuff.
I think Cassara might have a shout here for attack and prep, actually.
I thought Jeremy stuff started just before. I could see the moment he's looking for, but not for me.
Yeah.
I think Cassara really needs this. Oh, that's not good for Italy. 10 full points down
They
again.
took a point off Jeremy's stall, but did they give it to Cassara?
Oh, they gave it to Jeremy Snow.
They give it to Jeremy stuff, yeah.
They gave it to Jeremy stall. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh, they're arguing again.
He's doing it again.
He saw the mind games worked. He was like, I got the next point at a game.
I must move the line. After start, please stay from here, okay?
Children, please.
Jeremy's looking forward. Fantastic.
I got it.
Lovely finish. Just being able to decelerate at the end, just place your point on.
I got it.
I think there's something to be said also for the psychology of just like not being affected by all the mind games here. I think it's both of them, but it's more Chermisnov wanting to do it. Sorry, he's doing a really good job of just staying level-headed, not being affected. But yeah, Chermisnov is getting annoyed because Cassara, he wants space for his actions. He wants to be able to he wants to get away from actions in the middle. He wants to be able to build up his attacks. So he keeps on stepping further away. He wants to be further away at the start, which is what Jeremy's still getting annoyed at.
First one though.
A little unfortunate by Jeremy still. I'm not sure why he's not videoing it. Teammates told him not to.
Yeah, no, he missed power pass, no.
Yeah, he probably thinks he hit the first one, and then they told him no.
It's a shame. It was set up well, but he needs a little time to think after all of this shenanigans.
It's been quite a good match so far for Kasara, I think, closing the gap.
And only a minute's gone by. If he can close this just like, if he can get 2 or 3 more points, he really puts them in striking distance, I feel. Especially next bout will be, it'll be Arsenal.
Oh, that was so close to amazing.
Against Fakoni, I guess. Which is the
3. So the last 3 are the most important fights, sort of.
Yeah, sure.
Oof.
Counter-attack or attack on prep, Chris? Counter-attack?
I feel counter-attack.
That's counter-attack.
Could have been pressed.
Just dandering forward.
Just strolling.
Like you say.
Oh, lovely.
But his point just tracks on you. He's just so good.
Yeah, no, I fenced Kasara a few years ago. I don't think I've ever fenced anyone who just did not miss like him.
Ooh. You could have got a video on that one. However, I think there's a reason that call isn't in my compilation.
So, I think he put out line. It wasn't in time, but he's saying Jeremy's not looking for it.
Yeah, I mean, those calls pretty much never happen.
It's tough to give a sort of, cause counter disengage makes it your line, but it's tough to argue he's looking for it rather than just doing
changing lines. So, yeah. And I think generally, as long as the point is going forward, pretty much anything going forward is called as a line change rather than a search these days, which I agree with. I think if you weren't able to move your blade around while moving forward, the game would become very boring very quick.
Well, he managed to claw back 1 point.
Whoa. That is a
Beautiful
pretty
hands.
Yeah.
The angles he can get.
I think if you do have to ask who has the best flick on the circuit, it probably is Fakoni.
It's just so smooth looking.
Yeah, alongside all that fantastic distance he has, him more than there are a lot everyone at this level can flick, and they can flick well to the targets like the shoulder, the flank, just to finish. But I think Fakoni more than everyone else really pushes the boundaries, opens the limits of where he can hit you.
It's just the way he does it. He just seems to have so much time.
Wow.
He's never rushing a flick. He's just sets it on you so smoothly.
Yeah.
2 pretty quick points here. Quite a fan of a blaster, isn't he? You see him do that a few times just to change the tempo of his attack.
That was a lovely attack.
Rozchev's really struggling to get a feeling for the timing here. You can tell when he's pushing Fakoni here, every time he goes, Fakoni just matches his distance. He's not finding any moment.
His footwork's so good that he's able to. You'll see that with Fakoni as well. He'll finish an attack, and on his way out, he'll stick another remise in really quickly and close out. It works quite well for him.
Yeah. That's really good. And that's pure hand speed there.
Yeah.
To hit and get that extra one in.
But he closes out with it as well. That you know, if you've taken a bit of a prep, he's able to get you. I think that's 4-0 now. So
Yep.
Regarde.
And
what
now
the Italians did
Rodachev's
here.
in danger of just getting
I think
mentally in trouble.
anybody who regularly fences team matches has been in this situation where, you know, you're getting chumped and you feel like you're losing it for your team, and I think it's a real test of character what you do in that situation.
It's easy enough. It's tough to sort of go, okay, don't just try and get points now. You know,
Yeah.
work hard.
But also you can't just shut down and hand them control of the match, especially if they're, you know, one of the best fencers in the world, as Fakoni is.
Rodachev's still trying hard. This is good.
That's sort of what you're talking about, not just trying to panic and try and take some points, working hard for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Lightning quick remise.
Okay. Party.
Hey, I think he's
Do they usually help Fakoni in the third?
he's getting it.
Yeah, well, they'd usually have a lot, I think. For me, that was maybe left, but the referee.
I think it might be attack right, actually. I think Brozhev started before. I think Fakoni was late.
Well, I think he called it attack right.
He did initially, yeah, but when he comes back with a video, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's why you're the referee, Chris.
Oh, that's a damn shame that he missed that first one. Great, unexpected, like, off the line attack there.
And going backwards, this is definitely working a lot better against Brozhev. Like, every time Fakoni's attacking him, there's none of these slow marches that the other two Italians tried against him. He's really putting the pressure on quickly, giving him no chance to move in or out.
Yeah, he moves in, he gets hit.
Long attack, fantastic. 3 in a row now for Rodachov.
And
Okay.
I think Brozhev needs to show when he's being attacked that he's willing to do a closing counterattack or something. Because at the moment there's no threat if Fakoni ever runs at him. Like, he's just always going for the barrier to stop it, so Fakoni can just sprint at him as fast as he can.
Oh dear. Yeah, I think him getting the line messed with Pony's head, and then Brodachev could hit him and he didn't try anything there, which is unfortunate. 5-4.
Yeah, it was a nice line. It was a clearly on target, actually.
Ooh.
Wow, that was
5-0
fast.
to 5-5.
Yeah, got out.
5-5. I mean, they're not losing any more points, but one of them is going to have to make an outrageous comeback before the final leg, or they're just going to lose.
Well,
If I was in the Russian box, I would be very concerned about this bout right now.
Arsenal Kasara.
Yeah.
on paper, I mean, Kasara is definitely the more successful fencer on paper, certainly. But
Got the
I mean,
experience.
team events, 5 hits, it's always very different, but I'd be a bit worried about if Kasara gets the attack. I think he might just steamroller Arsenal.
well, I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And Arsenal was the one who, against Fakoni, who looked a bit shaky after he got a few touches.
See, the amount of people trying that on Kasara, and it's just not working. His timing's too good, his control's too good to close him out like that from that distance.
It's amazing how close he got there and still didn't miss.
Yeah. can just drop it on your back so easily. I think we'll need a bit of a a few more.
Oh,
God damn. That was amazing.
Just the knowledge of the distance.
He's very, very tall.
nice. Very nice.
Beautiful. Close it out. Beautiful finish.
Probably a good time to change weapons and get
I think
some
this is the
thinking
reason
time.
why Kasara does. Yeah, I think this is the reason why Kasara does have a tendency to get caught in the middle so often. Like he tends to be hit on prepper in the middle quite a lot. And I think the reason is because he very rarely is attacking off the line. He's just got this smooth advance he does, and he's always ready to take that parry or close out with his finish like he did there.
Well, he likes to use the blade a lot. He does tend to go for a few steps and
Bang, and he finishes.
take the blade.
You've tried that counter attack twice, Timur. It didn't work either time.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same preparation both times.
Now he looks energetic. That might help him out.
I don't think it's really doing much though. It's just he's moving his blade a lot in front and then just going backwards. Lovely attack.
And incredible. Now he's only a 4-point gap.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure Arsenal can actually stop him when he's attacking. I don't know what you think, Steve. I think he should be entering the middle a bit slower and just try to stop it becoming this marching fest, because he's just stepping forward and then immediately going backwards, and we end up in this situation.
He somehow manages to finish on that one.
He's letting himself get pushed back.
Yeah.
Maybe needs to break earlier. Maybe needs to.
I think he should enter the middle slower. Like enter the middle slower, not go for the attack. Just at least make Kasara slow down and do something like this.
Yeah. There we go.
Wow.
Whoa!
You wouldn't want to coach the Russian team, would you, Chris?
I'd take the job. I heard it's not a bad. Heard the motion bad.
But yeah, he's not liking Kasara's long attacks, so he's trying to stop it with a quick attack. But yeah.
Oh, aggression seems to be working.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really wouldn't want to let her get out of the middle too easily, to be honest.
As soon as he's got you pushed back, it's a lot more work for you to deal with it.
Attack left for me. I think they've got the video.
No, I think they've got together. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, at least it's about even
But this
now.
is better.
Bang, and the attack.
Very nice.
He's starting slower and then he sees that gap, so he's able to go for it. He's taken Arsenal out a few points, but he's that offensive.
Yeah, but at least he found something before it was 40-35 to the Italians.
This is where he doesn't want to be.
Oh.
Nice. Much better.
He didn't get out. Sorry, I wasn't expecting that one.
And just go.
Yeah, I think he was too passive going back to the start of the match, but much better now. Nice
Great.
finish. Yeah.
I'm sure he's
Really
happy with
impressed.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
kept it
in a
together.
tough match, it would have been easy to get run over there. I think he did a good job of changing it up.
40-34. I mean, we've seen comebacks bigger than this, but it's a big ask.
Yeah, you never want to have to pull off a huge comeback.
No.
Did you ever see that match from like the 2012 Europeans, Great Britain against Germany?
No.
Peter Yopik and Yeah, Peter Yopik and Lawrence Halstead went out there and scored like I think they had the ball 22-17 or something, and it finished like 40-39. They just went out and both scored about 20-something points. Oh, good hit.
For me, that was a counter-attack still.
For me too. Yeah.
Shame no light came on.
I think a little giveaway is Garotto's bent arm.
Yeah,
He was lunging with a short hand. I think if he was ahead on timing, he would have got his hand out first. I actually think that's what the referee just said as well, Steve. Garotto just asked the ref, and I think he said that too.
Yeah. Still good timing for it.
Yeah, I mean the timing for an attacking prep and the timing for a counter attack are very similar.
Yeah, well, if you know you're not going to be able to be hit. Grotzo's in close is just next to none.
Doesn't seem too disheartened by that.
Waiting gets one response. Attack left.
Okay.
Yeah, that is attack and prep. Agree.
Well, this is a good start.
Yeah, 6 seconds, 2 points.
If he keeps this up, he'll win easily.
Maybe you're right, Steve. Maybe it is that pressure that Grotzo needs to get rolling.
Yeah. He's definitely always been. He's such a good pitcher, so.
That's interesting.
Not that Jeremy stuff isn't. He's another great anchor, and I'm sure he's many years experience, but Grotzo is something though. Accuracy for pass. Perfect.
A little bit ambitious from Jeremy Snov. He was able to catch Garotto sleeping.
I'm surprised Jeremy Snov isn't taking this to Stalsville and being a bit more passive. Maybe he doesn't want Garotto to attack him.
Yellow card.
Yellow cards.
Covering.
Maybe covering, maybe for the fourth coracle. Essentially, like there's a referees have kind of like the reason there was that whole weird rule change with the shoulders a little while back was because referees do have a tendency to be very generous on covering and on coracle. And one of the results of that rule change was because people couldn't turn their shoulders when they got up close, everybody started slamming the distance closed, and there was no real counter to that. So then there was a bit of a push for referees to call coracle to avoid the hit more, and I think that's still hung over.
No light again.
Unfortunate.
Not a fan of that shoulder.
Yeah, it was a bit of an unpopular one, I think, amongst defences. But yeah, it was reverted.
I think I could understand the intention, but just the way
it was wanting to. Yeah, I think it wanted to straighten up the fencing, but it didn't quite achieve everything it wanted to.
It's quite difficult to have such a rigid rule in place. You know, context.
And I think the game is good. I think you want to allow creativity when fences end up close, and and also you want it to be a physical game. But I think, but more or less, if you've taken priority on one way or another, if either you've been attacked or you've parried and trying to place your riposte, and then the opponent crashes into you, no matter how light that is or heavy that is, that's got to be a yellow card. Really, you can't body check someone to stop their action.
The change in tempo there was 3-4 change, fast slow, and he just wasn't ready for it. This is a 1 point game now.
Yeah, not a single point for Jeremy Snov.
that was accidental. I think they were all playing.
Time for your match.
Yeah, can he reset? You know, just a full match. You gotta win.
The Italians have certainly picked the right time to bring it back.
But the gap was 10 points at least, maybe more.
Yeah.
So
And now, what gap?
they really brought it in the second half, you know.
And they're going to play the distance games again, it seems.
Okay.
At last.
We
I mean,
haven't really seen anything like that from...
Yeah, I was just thinking to myself, I feel like I haven't seen much from Chermisnov that looks like he's been creating traps or trying to take control of this match.
There was no setup. There was a few, you know, attempted stop hits. A few trying to remise. But
He's either been
nothing.
hit in the face or
Yeah.
pretending he's been hit in the face. You never know with Cherries. Did they make a call on that? Was it Simon?
I didn't see either, really.
No change in the points anyway.
I think it's the classic feet against hand. Garozzo goes for a step lunge. Jeremy Snuff goes for a hand early lunge. So it comes down to which was first. I don't think we'll go back. But if anyone watching it wants to go back and have a look, you can use the trick. Use the trick I said in the other video we recorded, James, to make that very simple. You play it 3 times. You put your hand over Garozzo and you watch Chermisnov. When does he start? And then you put your hand over Chermisnov. Watch Garozzo. When does he start? And then you watch the video again and you just see who goes first. It makes those calls pretty routine.
I have to say, I did try it at points I didn't quite understand, and it definitely helps. Really lets you pick up the action. No, it was good. Better from Jeremy stuff. A bit more movement.
That was so good from Jeremy Sinov until that last one.
Especially since Garozzo, this is one of his bread and butter hits. Just after ending his attack, remising with a counter attack, either a stop hit or a close. Like he does that to everyone. You have to know it's coming.
I really like that feet better.
Don't think the Italians are too happy about him running into.
He wants a car.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
I mean, he steps into him as well. You know, he is trying to make the hit. So
yeah, I agree with that as well. I think, to be honest, I think if you step forwards and they crash into you, you don't have as much leeway.
yeah. Well, Garozzo's trying to make the point as well. So, that slow start had him to that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good moment for Chermisnov actually. Just when Garozzo's clearly thinking about looking for one of those stop hits or prep actions. You can see it in Garozzo's feet. Oh, lovely. Video.
I think I would say attack right there. I thought.
Yeah, I think it's very tempting to see these hits as attack and prep because you see this big aggressive step lunge from the left.
But sometimes that's the reason it happens is because the other fencer just totally ignores what they're doing and just attacks.
Yeah.
Which I think maybe what happened here actually. I think Garozzo went for his attacking prep and Chermisnov just ignored everything he was doing.
Well, there has to be a preparation there for an attack prep. So.
Well,
We'll see
popular
though.
call for the home crowd.
He makes step back. Step back. Step back.
Very vocal from the Italians here, but it's upheld.
Yeah, the Russians like that.
Better place for the Russians.
What's going on now?
What's he doing?
Referee's left.
Referee's gone.
Oh, is he going to card
Too
the...
stressful.
He looks like he's speaking to a coach over there in the other box.
Right. What a strange bout. You can give a card to anyone, I guess.
Me
Attack
again,
right.
attack right.
I think there was a moment there for him, but he was too slow, and like you talked about, arm pulled back. So
Yeah.
1 point away.
I think that's something Garozzo, like, he's been going for that same hit throughout this entire team match and not finding it anywhere. Russians have really had his number on that.
Are riposte?
Yeah, and they're going to check video here because Chermisnov might have ducked his mask on that one, I think.
Oh, he has. Oh,
Red card, so another hit. Brilliant.
2 for the price of 1.
Love to see it.
does that add more drama?
Unlucky.
I do love team matches. All on the line just for a few points.
Ooh. I think that was a bit over dramatic from Garozzo.
Could be another card here though.
Yeah. Depends on the timing of Garozzo's hit. Does Garozzo hit and then fall over, or does he get knocked backwards and hit as he's falling?
I think the hit's good. I think he hits.
Oh yeah, no, the hit's good. What I mean to say is, did Chermisnov knock him before the hit? Or is it just after the hit? It was before. Oh!
What a finish!
I want the video. I want video. I have video, please. No, we saw video.
Did you know this was going to happen, James?
Oh, I did, yeah. Probably the shittiest end to any team match ever. The ref demonstrating.
Sorry, Chermy stuff should just stick
He
with it.
headbutted him in the chest.
What an
4
end.
points in 2 exchanges. Now that's efficiency.
I think that's the only time Italy were ahead at very last point.
Yeah. Pretty amazing comeback, really.
What was that, 10-4 then? Fantastic.
Garozzo did the work at the end.
Yeah. If only Chermisnov hadn't
There we go.
gotten carded so many
What a
times.
finish. What a finish.
Yeah, really good match choice.
Who's your man of the match, Chris? You impressed you?
Man of the match, Chermisnov.
For me,
For the Italians.
I think it's probably Foconi.
Okay.
Like, I was thinking, we saw flashy performances from the others. I was thinking Borodishev had some great matches against Garozzo and also Kasara. And like Arsenal, I thought also performed really well. But I think actually it's like it wasn't as flashy. But for Coney, he was just a rock for that Italian team.
Yeah,
I
gets
thought
the job done.
yeah, I
Well,
felt like
he was 5-0 up, and managed to
that's
win
true.
5-5.
That's
I
and maybe
think
that
Chef was to bring that level of fencing to such established fencers was very impressive to see.
yeah. I mean the scary thing about both Bronchevs as well is that they're only getting better.
Yeah.
Anton, his brother, was also on the bench there, and he's had a few senior results. So those are kind of a really strong next generation.
Yeah,
of
bright
Russian
future for them. And the Russian team is fairly getting up there. I think they will be looking for an entire new shift.
Oh yeah,
they're definitely too.
If you've not seen him, this other junior Milnikov, he's really good as well. But yeah, they've got a strong squad there, the Russians.
Yeah.
Paris 24.
They're all roughly the same age as well, so I'm sure they'll be a team for a while.
And I think it is good for the sport, and it's nice when you have these consistent teams that almost become staples. You know, like Casara, Avila, Garoto, Facconi. This is a team that's been around for donkey's years.
I think obviously it's an individual sport, but having a team that can sort of learn each other's strengths and weaknesses and sort of grow as a team is always great to see in like I said, an individual sport. And
I do think this is one of the reasons why the French team always seems to, I would say, overperform. They're all fantastic individual fencers. They've all been collecting medals this season. But also, you always do feel like the French team on paper, compared to some of these other teams, performs way better than you'd expect. And I think a lot of that does have to do with how consistent their team is. They tend to select it at the start of the season, and I think they've got in their fencing culture and in their coaching culture, like a really good sense of consistency in that squad.
Well, the French as well. They all would train together. They're in the centre.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Whereas I think Italy would. I think a few of them train together, but a lot of them would train at different clubs. So
I think they meet up for camps regularly. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they're all different, but yeah, fantastic. Yeah, well done, Italy.
Thanks for coming on to this video, guys.
About there, James. Thank you.